Hi Maker One, I hope you're doing well. This video is to focus on the last two assignments that you need to turn in for makers, and regardless of whether or not your grade is really low or you're just not where you want to be, maybe you're at a C or a B and you want to bring your grade up to an A, these two assignments will help you do that, okay? And also, it's just a way to wrap up your work this year. And I would really appreciate it if you could do these last two assignments, particularly the last assignment. Okay, you want to do both, but the very last assignment that I'll go over is it's just very important to the program. So the Biomorphic Design Project. I included a simplified project guide. So if you opened this or glanced at it earlier, it may have been a little longer. But for the purpose of trying to wrap up the year, I just edited it down a little bit. So basically, you are creating something that you can wear. So a hat, a dress, socks, a mask, anything that represents a pattern, features, structures, something in nature. Okay, so you need to look for nature as an inspiration. There's two professional examples right here. There's links from my project, other students' projects here. I will upload more as they come in. So you need to think of an idea of what you can make, and then you need to also figure out how you're going to make it. So out of what materials, because you're at home, everyone has access to different materials. Some of you may have a ton of like arts and crafts stuff, and some may not, okay? But regardless, it's really the idea that matters and how well you use whatever materials you have around you, okay? So for example, for my project, I used melted plastic, okay? So here are a bunch of resources for how artists and craftspeople use different materials to make art, okay, or wearable art. And there's just a lot of resources here for you. So if you have kind of been out of the loop with the class, I would go through these resources. So once you've figured out what you want to make, start working. And I suggest that you spend between 2 and 5 hours on this project. 2 minimum, 5 max. Okay, if you want to spend more, that's amazing. But if you are trying to juggle other classes or you have a shorter amount of time to work, then 5 is pretty good for the max. You don't want to rely on like colors or like markers or paint or decorations. It's more about just the material itself and how you use it. That may be plastic bags or paper bags or packaging or bubble wrap or anything you have around, or even just natural stuff in the backyard like leaves or wood or grass or anything like that. So while you're working, you want to take photos or videos or both. Okay, so you want to document your process. That's really important because that's what you're going to be turning in. So the last step is turning in a video that shows your making process or a Google slide deck that shows your process. Okay. Again, these are example videos up here, so I would watch those first just to get an idea. Here is, I believe, Cameron's. So this is Cameron's video. She shows her sketches. She shows herself making it. And her video is about a minute long, which is a good amount of time, okay? So I would shoot for like a minute to 4 minutes long, okay? So here she is working. She did an excellent job sort of narrating through text. All right, so that's one example. Okay, so you're going to make your project, document it, turn it in. And you want to turn that in on the classroom post from May 8th, titled Open for 5/8 Part 1. And if you just can't deal with Classroom or it's not uploading, just text me the video or email me the video. All right. and then follow up with me and make sure I entered it into the grade book. I'll give you a grade and put it in the grade book, okay? The second assignment, super important, is sort of a wrap up of the entire year. So this is separate from the biomorphic design project. This is reflecting on your whole year. And so the way you're gonna do that, there's a script for you. This is the script, okay? So your video is gonna be 5 to 10 minutes long, and you wanna start on step 1. So as long as you follow the steps and follow the script, you'll be great, okay? So depending on how up to date your website is, it depends on, like, if your website is not up to date at all, then you're gonna have to spend a little time updating it. And if it is updated, then you'll get to sort of breeze through that first step, okay? So first thing, you wanna make sure that your website matches this guide site. So you see I have the quarters here. This is quarter 1. This guide site has all the posts. It's like a fake site, obviously. So it has some student work and then some of my work combined, okay? So you can see my example project here. And this is all the quarter 4 stuff. So again, you may not have all of quarter 4 if you are coming in a little late or trying to catch up. That's fine, but you were in class quarter 1 through 3, so you should definitely have that all updated, all right? So make sure your site is updated. Now, what if you don't have those photos? I included a Google Drive folder here that has a ton of video and photos. Chances are your work may be in here. And then we have our Instagram, okay? So if you go back into the earlier post, there's a ton of documentation, so you might have your work in there. Take a look in there. You can screenshot anything you want. And let's see what else. Yeah, and then last resort, if you cannot find those pictures that you need, please contact me. I might be able to find some. I have a ton of photos and videos. I'm always taking them, so just let me know, okay? So we can get your site up to date. The second step is you're going to pull up your self-evaluation sheet, and that looks like, if you remember, it looks like this. We tried really hard to keep it up to date. I know at the end of quarter 3 it was tough. We went home and yeah, so you are going to use it. So just make sure you have it up, even if just for the definitions of these mindsets and skills, okay? So pull that up. And then step 3, I would recommend making a copy of this document so you can fill out the script. You don't need to turn in the script. It's not part of the assignment to actually turn in this document filled out, but it will help you do the video. All right, so either you make a copy of this script or you take notes on a piece of paper or on your phone or something, okay? Now you're ready to go. So you're gonna go to Google Meet and you're gonna join a new meeting and you're gonna present your whole screen and make sure you are recording. So you're basically doing what I'm doing right now. I'm on Google Meet, I'm recording, and I'm presenting my screen. And if you don't know how to do that, I made a video for you right here, okay? Once you're done recording your meeting, once you've gone through this script, then that is what you'll turn in, that recording. You don't really need to edit it or make it like clean it up. If you don't want to, you can just turn in the raw video, okay? So this is the script. So once you're recording, part 1, just introduce yourself. Part 2, you're gonna show your self-evaluation sheet, all right? And you are going to talk about you're gonna start with a skill. You're gonna select a skill from the self-evaluation sheet, and you're gonna talk about why you chose that skill as an example of how you grew, okay? So if I'm here and I'm on the skills, I might say, over the course of this year, I really grew in my ability to storytell. So I was able to like really talk about the process, and I kept my site up to date, and I basically was more outgoing, and I participated more. And so I really grew in my storytelling abilities. Okay, so you would show that, and then you would show your website, and you would show examples of how you grew in storytelling. All right. Part 3, kind of the same thing. You're picking a mindset. So you're going here to the mindset tab, you're picking one of these, and you're showing how you grew in that mindset. So I might say, over the course of this year, I really grew in collaboration and participation. And you might show that in your website through group work you've done. Maybe you worked with different people really successfully, maybe in Makerland. You really participated and showed your strengths in your group and worked with new people. Okay, just an example. So you're talking about your mindset and how you grew, and you're using your website as an example. Okay, to show that work. Part 4, the last part. All you need to do is choose one of these prompts and talk about it. Okay, so you either choose the project I am most proud of is blank because, or the most important thing I learned were blank. I learned something about myself in this class and explain what it is. And then think about our theme, how you learned to look again this year. So take the theme and explain how that applied to you and your work, or you can just talk about anything else that you want having to do with the class. Okay, and that's it. And then you stop recording. Your video will pop up in your drive or in your email. Again, this process is outlined right here. There's a video for you. It looks like this. I talk about how to do it. Okay, so make sure you watch that video. Yeah, and then you're done. So that's the maker reflection. This is really important to me, this maker reflection. Okay, it's important to me because it allows me to understand what you got from the class. It allows you to sort of cement your mark as a part of the maker program because you're reflecting on the whole year. And it really helps strengthen the program, and it really allows you to sort of wrap up the year. Okay, so this is a project and this is the reflection. Both are very important, but this is really, really critical for you to do. Okay, so I'm going to post this resource on Classroom just so you have it, and please just reach out to me if you have any questions. Okay, or if you need ideas for the biomorphic design project, I have lots of ideas I can give you based on the materials you have or have not. And then if you need help with this, of course, let me help you get your site up to date and everything. Okay, all right, guys. Hope you're doing well. Miss you a lot, and I will talk to you later.